Towards the end of the 1800s and the start of the 19th century, the theme in South Africa was very much diamond, gold and war. I quote Richard Selfie, the Colonial Secretary of the Cape. "This diamond is a rock upon which the future success of South Africa will be built." In 1868, a distinguished British geologist was asked to investigate a number of reports of diamond finds along the Orange River region of South Africa. The geological character of that part of the country rendered it impossible that any could have been discovered, he reported. And once in a while, the experts are wrong, and this was such a case. The prospectors were correct, and within a few years, the arid plains of the Griqualand West were bustling with diamond-hungry diggers. The impact on South Africa was immense, turning the region from a poor agricultural and colonial backwater into a promised front of still untapped riches. For the two Jacob's children, Erasmus and Louisa, it was just a toy, a shiny pebble picked up on their neighbor's farm near the southern bank of the Orange River not far from Hopetown. But to a passing trader named John O'Reilly, this was quite different. He first took this pebble to Hopetown, where the local shopkeepers dismissed it as worthless, although one ventured that it might be topaz. O'Reilly took it on his travels southward to Colesberg, where the acting civil commissioner, thinking it might be a diamond, tested it on a plane of glass. The test proved positive, but failed to impress the skeptics, so the pebble was sent in an unsealed envelope to Grahamstown to a doctor who asked the local jeweler for an opinion. "Definitively a diamond, and a handsome one, 21.25 carats at that," was the reply. From Grahamstown, the stone found its way to the Colonial Secretary, which is where our quote comes from. It was 1867, a few years before the scramble for diamonds became a stampede. This discovery would touch the lives of nearly everyone in the subcontinent. We skip ahead 3 years down the line, and now by 1817 there's about 10,000 diggers around the area, most of them along the banks of the Fall River, stretching a distance of 160 kilometers. They shift back and forth between claims, abandoning some diggings to keep up with the rush, only to return every time a new find is announced. A year later, in 1871, the De Beers brothers established their claim at the Colesberg Kopje. The hill would later become the Kimberly mine, which grew into the deepest man-made hole in the world. There was, however, a problem. The Griqua was not the sole claimants of the territory. Both the Orange Free State as well as the South African Republic had cross-border claims. A court of arbitration, presided over by the governor of Natal, found in favor of the Griqua. Griqualand West was then persuaded to ask for protection from the British. They were officially a short-lived republic, known as the Diggers' Republic, before being annexed into the Cape Colony. Local blacks also had their own claims on the diamond fields that they worked well into the 20th century. This caused a bit of friction because it was argued that blacks who had digging licenses could legally sell diamonds they had stolen, although no statistics on such thefts were ever produced. It was also argued that since black miners could employ servants, a large number of undesirables would obtain passes allowing them to be on the diggings. Blacks were also permitted to take part in sorting soil dumps discarded as sterile. This was an attractive option because it required no capital to get started. Between 1871 and 1875, an estimated 50,000 Africans arrived every year at the mine workings. Generally, the main reason for them to pitch up to work for cash is to get wages to acquire firearms or basic tools for agriculture, or raising the traditional bride price called labola.